So you can walk from the kitchen in the house out to the milking parlour without having to step outside. That's a handy place to keep the hoof trimming. Aye, because they'll start mixing then, yeah.
What do you want to know about a digester?
Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video it's the next part. We're heading to the next farm in the Netherlands, just after having my very first bit of veal. Never had veal before, and got in a filling station, and it was very, very nice. And see another bit, see how to do it here. So we're just driving along here, and you're looking at strips of land down by drains. It reminds you of the board and the bogs beside us. But there's something you don't see every day. There's a lad in December baling.
Christmas week.
Christmas week. Baling. I don't know what tractor it is. It's yellow, but it's a Pottinger baler.
Yeah, it's a Pottinger baler.
Pottinger baler. And he baling away. Jack is just after pulling up the compass, and we're minus 10 meters. We're 10 meters below sea level here. We're 75 meters above sea level, and you couldn't look at the land. Never mind, go baling. We're here with the Haarmans now. We're going to have a look around the farm. We're here with Emil and Harris. You should roll the R, but I cannot for the life of me. Never could. But anyways, we're going to show us around the farm, so really looking forward to it, because you have a very interesting and different operation to what you'd see in Ireland.
Come and take a look.
So you can walk from the kitchen in the house out to the milking parlour without having to step outside.
That's nice when it's cold.
Yes. What kind of milking parlour have you?
We got a double 20 with feeding concentrate. It's 60 degrees on 60 degrees angle. We're milking here with 2 people, and we're doing about 150 cows an hour.
150 an hour. How many cows are you milking?
We're milking at the moment 300 cows.
300. Is that year round or?
Normal 350 dry. 50 dry cows.
Yeah, so 300 milking, 50 dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, year round milking.
Yeah. We milk 2 times a day. Start at 5:30 in the morning and 5 at night.
Yeah. And what would your average yield be per cow?
We're about, let's say, 10,000 kilograms with 4.50 and 3.60 protein.
And what's the herd? Mostly Holsteins then, or?
We're going back to Holstein. We had Holsteins a few years ago. We did some crossing with brown Swiss and how do you call them, Fleckfee.
Yes.
And now we're going back to pure Holsteins.
Pure Holsteins again. Yep. Yeah. Yep. In Ireland, there's a big emphasis on what we call the Kiwi cow, the Jersey Cross Friesian. I think it's 3/4 Jersey, quarter Friesian, and there you see a lot of farms in Ireland are gone that way.
We thought we have to go that way as well, but after a while we thought the legs and others were not as good as the pure Holstein, so we're trying to do with another kind of breeding. We're going back in pure Holsteins.
Yeah. And would you be running a fully indoor system, or is there grazing involved?
25% of the cows are going out for a few hours during the summer.
Yes.
The low producers, they go after milking, they go out.
Yes.
For the neighbors and the people in the area, and the rest, the high producers, they keep inside. They got the summer feeding.
Yes.
They get grass and silage.
So what make is the parlour, or the brand?
It's Gia.
Oh, GEA.
Yeah.
Gia, yeah.
By that time it was Westphalia, but now we call it Gia. Yeah.
Yes.
It's the back end is built in 2000, and in 2018 we made a little bit longer. We put, it was a double 11, and now it's a double 20. So we put a few stables in front.
Yes.
It was the choice of robots of making the milking parlour bigger. And by that time we thought the milking parlour was the easiest way.
So you weren't swayed by robots?
By that time not. But I built a brand new barn, on a new place. I think at the moment I will choose for robots.
Robots.
Yeah.
Big increase in the amount of robots in Ireland because of labour. Okay. Farmers can't get people to milk.
It's the same here, but here I do the farm with my son and my daughter and hired labor.
Yes.
It's getting bigger issue to the labor, but especially on the weekends.
Yeah, no one wants to milk. No one wants to milk at the weekend. So you have calves here.
Yep. we got a young stock here for the bull calves. We have to keep in for 14 days, I think, and the heifer calves we keep in here for 3 weeks. Here they get artificial milk, and we can keep them in good shape.
Oh, would you use a lot of sex semen then for replacement heifers?
No,
or...
we don't do sex semen. We use Belgian blue for 75%, I think, and the rest we do Holsteins.
Holsteins.
But no sex semen.
No sex semen. Is there a reason why?
Well, my son does the breeding. I don't know why he does it.
Because it's a big thing in Ireland at the minute, because the sex semen to try and reduce the amount of dairy bred bulls born.
Yeah, that's why we use 75% of the Belgian blues.
Yes.
We can sell them for good money.
Yes.
And then the last 25%, yeah, it's still a few Frisian or Holstein calves, but there's a good market in Netherlands for it.
Yeah, it's like you're the home of the veal. Like a lot of Irish calves come this way and into Spain and Poland all going for veal. I suppose you probably wouldn't like to see the Irish calves coming out this far, but it's unfortunately that's how the current system is. Yeah, I don't know how more to say about that. But just out of curiosity, how much would you get for a Holstein bull calf? Just to put it in comparison to what we'd pay, because that's what we deal in is Holstein. We deal in Friesians, Frisian cross, Jersey cross, Holstein bull calves mainly.
We get for 14 days old Holstein calf, we get 150 euros.
150 euro.
And then if it's a heifer, one you don't want to keep, it's 10 or 20 euros.
10 or 20 euro for a heifer?
Yeah.
Gee, you get for one a Belgian blue calf?
Bulls are 350, and then the heifers are 150, 160.
Wow.
2 weeks old.
At 2 weeks old.
Yeah.
Mental. Do you mind if I have a look at the calves?
Sure.
It's a great setup.
This is nice and warm.
Yeah, nice and warm, yeah.
We calf year round.
Yes.
Try to split it as much as possible, so that we don't have peaks and lows. Now it's low because it's almost Christmas.
Not have too much on during Christmas.
There's only 4 till next year. Yeah.
Yeah. And what would be your policy, like when a cow calves? Do you let her suck the cow, or do you take the calf away before she gets the suck?
We depends on the time, but we usually leave them for a few hours.
Yeah.
To dry them off and then put them in there.
And then take them. That's a handy place to keep the hoof trimming.
Yeah, it is. We can keep it nice up and
out of the way.
I can do a cow in 10 minutes. I drop it and then get a cow in.
Jeez, that's
that's how you save space.
That is definitely how you save space. That is a fair old crate of it. And the foot bath as well, hung from the roof. What's in the ration then for the cows? How would you feed them?
Most of it's grass, a little bit of maize, and soy and minerals. That's most
minerals.
Of it.
That's the ration for the cows. So what would be your output on the farm then? Output on the farm per hectare?
It's 35,000 liters a hectare.
So it's on the top end of it.
3.5 cows a hectare.
3.5 cows to the hectare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is some shed now.
Well, they are in year round.
Yeah, so you need.
So we have to be a nice place for them to stay.
Yeah.
And in the summer it gets really hot, so we put on those.
I see the Della Val fans.
We used to have sand in the cubicles, so we don't have a pit under it. For the manure, it goes all to the middle of the shed.
Yes.
And we put rubber on top of it, so the cows can do as natural as they want to do.
Oh, so the cubicles are rubber?
The cubicles are the dried manure.
Oh, yes.
And then the floors are rubber.
Yes, yes. So you've a separator then for separating the solids to bed the cubicles.
Yeah, we do.
How do you find that system working? Because it's not something I don't think I've ever come across at home.
Well, it's almost the same as the other stuff we've put in before. I think sand is better.
Yes.
But everything breaks down if you use.
Yeah, sand, it gets into everything and it's like grinding paste.
Especially the tanks. The contractor didn't want to come here. And then we built the first one is 2004.
Yes.
The second one is 2014. And then we did another option to get the sand out of the bag. In the middle was outside.
Oh, okay.
So all the slurry goes outside.
Yes.
And then we get it out.
Oh, you'd extract the sand out of the slurry.
And then we couldn't, so we had to find something else. I think the dry bedding, the dry manure,
it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not something you'd see a lot of at home, so it's not.
Anyway.
No, not yet.
Keep all the heifers ourselves. And then there's just a breeding bull.
Do you use a teaser bull, any item then, or do you use a stock bull?
No, it's just stock bull.
A stock bull. And
gets them all pregnant.
a stock Friesian. Oh, I see them there, stock Friesian, yeah.
Well, they always told me your heifers are the best potential herd, so if you use a Friesian bull or a Holstein bull, then it should be a better cow.
It's-
They work.
Yeah,
They get too big quite soon.
the Friesian bull.
Yeah, we can keep them like 9 or 10 months.
Yeah,
And we should get another one just because they get too big for the heifers.
yes. It's a fair setup, so it is. You have one of these walkways. You move to walk the cows across, the floor lifts up.
Yeah, we have two different groups because we calve year round.
Yes,
Those are the high producive and that side is the low.
yes.
But we couldn't figure out how to get them in the parlor.
Without dirty and
Without going
yeah.
over the feet, so this was the best option.
So when you want to move them, they just lift up, walk
They
the
lift
cows across.
It's quite simple. Can't do it too far.
Because they'll start mixing then, yeah. I've never seen that on a farm in Ireland. Usually there's just walk them across and that's it. Just looking there, the cows walking into like a cubicle. What's that?
Concentrate.
That's to feed them meal outside of what they're getting in the ration.
Yeah, it's for the ones who produce the most. They can get something extra in there.
Never seen that before.
By the color or
Yeah,
size
by the tag, yeah.
And so what? There's like a system then where is it an automated system where the milking parlour reads, well, that cow there produced X amount, high yielder, and then she's entitled to so much meal if she went in, or is it something you manually put together?
If they come in the parlor, they know which cow it is. They get a little meal in there,
Yes.
and then on top they know how much they give and get the rest in there. It's like 1.5 kilos, not much, but just for the ones who
To produce the most, keep them tip top.
enough to get the cows in the milking part.
Yes.
have one where they go in like this and out the same way. But then the older cows, they won't come in that good. They have to walk backwards, and the cow doesn't like walking backwards.
Opens bow hens so they can walk.
Opens in
Carry
front.
on.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a walk through, like
yeah.
just like a Mac drive. Yeah.
Hey, this is a day of firsts anyways. I never seen one of them before. Never seen that done before. I never seen hoof bats and hanging from the roof now.
Welcome in Holland, you have to be creative here.
Yeah.
What do you want to know about it, Jadis?
Everything and anything, because it's something I can see a great potential in Ireland. It's something that I can see being like what you have here, in an integrated part of a farm.
Well, when you have to get the gas out of the manure, I say, then you have to keep the cows inside. That's one of the things you have to do. Otherwise, the shit.
It's in the
It's in the
fields.
field. So and that's not normal for Holland. We got no sledge. We got a rubber floor. It's a closed floor with scrapers on it.
Yes.
It's bringing the manure to the middle of the barn, and there is a pit and we try to keep it as the level as low as possible. We want to put fresh manure into the digester.
Oh, so you keep it emptied out?
We keep it empty. We
Yeah.
try to keep it empty, but we have to keep it mixed. But there has to be a certain level in the pit. So daily fresh manure is got the most potential for gas.
Yes, because it doesn't have time to break down if you leave it in the tank before you go to or digest
That's
it. Yeah.
the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we pump every hour. We do about 800 liters of manure. We pump it into the digester. We warm the manure up to almost 40 degrees. We do that with an electric heat pump.
Yes.
The electricity is coming from the roof. We got 1600 sun panels on the roof of the barn. Then there is a gas coming out of the manure.
Yes.
We're cleaning that in the container with a certain kind of I don't know how to tell that.
Filtration or
Filtration,
refining
yeah.
system. Yeah.
And then the gas is clean enough and the quality that we can pump it right away into the grid.
Yeah.
We can take a look if you
Yeah,
want.
that'd be brilliant. Yeah. So it's amazing to think that you're pumping methane that's produced on the farm into the national grid of gas. Like,
We are lucky we got a network in Holland.
yes.
Everyone was on the gas from Groningen.
Yes.
We got a big gas bulb there, so everyone is getting the gas from there. So the network is already there.
Yeah. So it's easy to plumb in because in Ireland
There's no
there's no gas infrastructure apart from the major cities and a few towns. There is no infrastructure.
Here, every house got a plug-in for the gas. So that's normal.
That's mad.
But we do separate the stuff that's coming out of the digester. We separate that and we put it in the cubicles for a mattress.
For bedding, yeah.
Yeah.
So you take the methane out of it before you separate it to get the most out of it.
Yeah. And afterwards it's going into digestion again because it's
It just keeps going through the system. That's what we need for pushing in, Liv.
Yeah.
A tractor with a wheel on it.
Yeah.
All internationals.
Here's got the sun panels on the roof, dirty, but 1600 on both sides. Use enough electricity for the digester, but at summertime we use 3 times as much we need for it.
And do you get paid for the excess electricity you'd produce in the summer?
Yeah.
So
I get paid for that.
You get paid for that. So then this is the biodigester.
Yeah. Then there is the heat pump.
Yes.
It takes it cools down the air and warms. With the warm, it takes out the air. It warms up the digester.
Yes.
And then on top there is a bulb. And then the gas is taken out by the pipe.
Yes.
Cleans through those things. It's not working at the moment. He's got a osmosis installation to clean the gas, and then they gonna measure how much cubic meters you produce, and then they put the smell on the gas, otherwise you won't smell it.
Yes.
There's somewhere a leak, so they put the smell.
Oh, so they have to add a smell to it to go in with the
THT they call it.
Oh, that is some operation. So that there is then a slurry store, is it? Or is that part of the digester?
800 liters per hour we pumping in.
Yes.
That silo always is full.
Okay.
So 800 liters in from that side, 800 liters out on this side.
Oh, okay.
And here it's gonna cool down and the leftover gas might come out. They are connected to each other with gas. It takes out the last bit of gas.
Yes, and then puts it back into that to be extracted.
Yes. Yep. And here's the control room.
Oh wow. That's very sleek, so it is. Oh, it's just the 2 plants.
Yeah. That's the digester and that's what's called the after digester.
Yes.
And after, when this one is always full, it has to stay in there for a few days. And then we pump it over to the 3rd silo.
Which is storage, is it? Or
That's just storage. Yeah.
that's storage. and you take slurry off other farmers.
We do hire the manure for a few days, for 60 days, let's say.
Yes.
And then I bring it back.
And do you pay the farmers that you're collecting?
We pay them a rent, certain kind of.
Like a rent, yeah.
I rent the manure for 60 days and then
Yeah.
bring it.
Just out of curiosity, what would the going rate be then for renting the slurry?
Well, you have to have transport cost. You have to bring it back, and
Yes.
you got some right and bookkeeping with it. Well, let's say €3, 2.5, €3
Per cubic meter.
per cubic meters. And
Yeah.
and you also have to get it from
Right,
bring it back.
Yeah,
So
that's just what the farmer, if I was renting my slurry to you, that's what I get for the
€3,
renting
and I
of
will
it.
do the transport
Yeah.
cost.
Um,
I don't know if that's too much, but we're doing that for
Yeah.
a few years and we're trying out. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a great system. And you were saying as well that taking the methane out of the slurry reduces your nitrogen emissions
The CO2 footprint might go down for 50%.
50%.
And the stuff comes out of the digester. You can make your own fertilizer.
Yes.
You can strip, we call it a stripper, a manure stripper, so you can make artificial fertilizer out of your own manure.
Yes.
And that might be a good idea for the whole agriculture industry. You don't need gas to make fertilizer.
Yes.
You take it out of your own manure.
Your own manure. Everyone knows there's like dirty words now, climate change and greenhouse
You can use up
gases
to
and methane.
87%. When you do the whole system,
Yes.
stripper and all, you can reduce
87%. That's mad.
And you still
That's a serious reduction.
and you still make food like milk and meat for the people, and you keep the landscape in a good.
In the same order, just 87% less
Yep.
carbon footprint,
Yep.
and provide clean energy, renewable energy to
Renewable.
the system.
We have
Yeah,
to tell them. We
yeah.
have to tell them.
I think that in Ireland now they've only recently announced grants for, I don't know whether it's this size of a scale of an operation, I'm not sure, but there is grants coming out, but they're very slow for us to do anything like this. And just I suppose a little bit about the farm, how far below sea level are we here?
1 meter, I think.
1 meter below sea level.
Below sea level.
Below sea level.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine.
We don't
You don't-
we
yeah.
don't think about it anymore. We know that's the way.
Because we're 75 meters above sea level, and like we seen someone bailing at the minute, and we couldn't even look at the field, never mind go out in a tractor on it. It's that wet.
We don't think of it anymore. So
Yeah.
for you guys, I can tell. I think it's a strange story, but
Yeah.
it's normal here.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
all is peatland. Everything what's here is on concrete posts.
Yes.
The silos are on 11 meters long concrete posts. So
Piles.
Pile and raft.
Yeah.
And so all the land in this area is all peat land.
Well, it's
Varies.
This here is here it is. Yeah.
Is peat.
Yeah.
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 So similar, we be on peaty soil as well. So it likes
On
the
that
whole.
level.
Yeah.
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 How come?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's Ireland.
On the other side of the dike there, you can see it.
Oh, you can just see the rise in the horizon there.
Yeah, that's the old sea dike. The other side of the dike used to be the Atlantic Ocean years and years ago. Years ago.
Right.
1945, I think it was. They pumped all the water out, put it on
Another one.
Another one.
It's hard. It's hard to imagine, so it is. We see on the news Dutch farmers up in arms about the reduction and the climate and all that. What's it like in this area?
Well,
If you can just tell me a little bit about it, if you don't mind, if
well, we tried in this area. We're trying with some neighbors to make our own plan. We're talking with the government and the farmers and try to make our own plan for nitrogen reduction, less cows per hectare, doing things about I call it birds out in the field and
biodiversity.
biodiversity, and we're
Yes.
going to make together with the government and the people around who living here, we try to make our own plan.
Yes.
and we need some money from the government to get there, but we also want to be getting a chance to stay in a farm here. They need us for keeping the country in a good shape.
Yes.
When we got no money to live and keep a good life, we're gonna quit, and there is no one
To manage the land or keep it in the...
Then it's gonna be all bush and roughage around
Yes.
here. So they need us and we need them. That's why we're making a plan together.
And does it seem to be working, the plan, or...
One day I think it's working, and the other day I think it's never gonna work. But we'll find out.
I suppose time will tell.
It was top down from The Hague and from Brussels. They want to tell us how we have to keep our cows and doing things. That's not gonna work. You need it from bottom up, from the people who are living in the country, who are making their money in the country,
and who know the land and know the areas and that.
we do that here for ages, for maybe hundreds of years. We do that here. I'm sure there have to be some changes. Changes gonna be all the times, but this time it has to be together and with the people who live here.
Yeah.
And not from the top, from Brussels or from The Hague.
People who just don't understand what it takes.
They need us. We need them, and they need us.
Yeah.
I think they want to go.
Yeah. It's the end a bit on the cold side, so it is. But no. Self-propelled feeding wagon. It's the second one we've seen in one day. Never seen as many outside of a show. But what do you do then with your replacement heifers? I presume these are some of them here.
Yeah, these are the ones we saw in the beginning.
Yes.
They come up here to like 3 months, and then they go to the old barn.
That's the cycle from the single pens to the group pens to your old barn, and then
To the bull.
to the bull,
Calving.
and then into calving, into the herd.
We got one of those from Noel. He sent us one, and we had a short of space, so we used it. And we had great calves out of it.
Yes.
So we thought maybe we should put more in and put them in under a roof, so it's nice and warm. And well, they always.
Yeah, they look
there.
they look really happy and content. Like the great shine on them. They're like they're a real lovely looking calf, aren't they? Lovely looking.
27 years since I was here, the place into which you headed, so, but knowing what's happening to Dutch farmers now, is there anything in particular you would warn Irish farmers about? What's in front of us?
Warn you, I don't know what's going to be warning, but you have to keep an eye on your on footprint and producing the way your consumers want to produce, and it's not the thinking of the way you think is the best, it's the way the consumer think is the best. Otherwise you won't sell anything. The government wants to have something for free, and that's not normal, I think.
Yeah.
They want us to produce a certain kind of way, and that's the way we can make any money out of it. That's the way I'm gonna think. But something is gonna change. I don't know which way and how fast it's gonna go, but it's gonna change.
Suppose you just have to move with the change and try and make.
You always have to move with the change. And sometimes it's going fast and sometimes it's going up, but you have to keep up. And the easier thing is to be ahead of anything.
Yeah. Be ahead of the change.
Be ahead of the change. There are things are going to change, always. Last 30 years it happened, last 50 years it happened, and they're always going to change. That's what I was going to tell you.
Huge amount of changes on this farm in 25 years. Can you even dare to predict what will be the changes in the next 25 years?
I think the next 10 years will be animal welfare. It's going to be on a higher level. Sustainability and the footprint is going to be for the next 5 years going up, but then you're not even allowed to produce when you're not on that level anymore.
An impossible level to try and reach, is it?
Yeah, and it's now we think it's impossible, but in 5 years we think it's normal, and you're not even allowed to produce when you're not on that level. It's the same with the cell count or anything else we had over us the last 10, 15 years. When we started with it, we think, well, that's not normal, level is too high, but now we think, well, it's normal.
You're in a comfortable position now that you can put all that on to the next generation. He has to come up with the next new ideas for the next 25 years, so it'll be interesting to come back again.
He knows more than me at the moment, and I think he's flexible to change. I'm not that flexible anymore. So it's up to them.
Yeah.
So I want to say a big thanks to the Haarmans for showing us around their farm and talking through the whole farming setup, from the cattle to the breeding program to the biodigester. All, I think, incredibly interesting stuff. Things that, as Noel was saying while we were driving up, when he came here 30 odd years ago,
Closer to 25 now.
okay, 25 odd years ago, there was things that they were doing here already that we're now doing with nitrogen and how we spread the slurry and all of that. So what's happening to the Dutch farmers today is probably what's going to be happening to us tomorrow. So it's always good to be keeping an eye on what's going on, not outside on neighbouring countries, particularly in the EU. But anyways, massive thanks to you for showing us around. Really, really interesting. I hope everyone in watching this has enjoyed it. But anyways, I think we're going to leave it at that for today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it from us. Good luck. So we're just driving from the Netherlands to Germany, and we're just after crossing the border, and we're on the Autobahn now. There was a speed limit on the screen for sat nav in front of us, and now there's no speed limit. Have at it. It's hard to imagine, so hard to believe. It's
150.
a great spot to have the Subaru live.